Welcome back. So now that we've deployed our application, we need to solve a few things. First of all, if you go and view the logs here in the corner on Heroku, you'll actually see there's some errors. So it's not running right now, like I said. You can also open the app here, same problem, it won't run because we need to add more information. The first thing we need to add, or the first thing I want to add, is actually going into settings. I want to add access to an actual Mongo database inside the cloud. So Heroku doesn't provide that. They don't provide Mongo access. So we are going to make Mongo access on MLab. Let me just zoom here so you can see the address. I'll also add it in the comments. But this is pretty much just an online Mongo database system that you can use. So here we can create our own Mongo database, and yes, it is free, just like the Heroku is free. So you'll just sign up and don't pay for anything. If they ask for money, don't do it. There's something wrong. I have my user and my login here, so I'll just log into my Mongo database setup here. And I already have a few databases running. You might have an empty view here, but the first step that you should do is pretty much just say create new database when you get in here. So I'm creating a new database. I'm selecting Amazon Web Services. The Google Cloud don't have a free version, and I don't know about Azure. I don't care for that right now. I'm going to use the Amazon Web Service, and I'm going to pick the island region which is closest to me in this list. I'm going to select single node because they are the only one who are free. And then of course you can extend by providing some money if you find out that your application is going to be the best in the world and it's going to earn you $1 gazillion. I'm going to make this CP2, and I'm going to call it CP2 REST the database, and let's just create that database by pressing the create new MongoDB. Of course you need to give it a name, so find your own name. I just used this one, so you can still use it because they have a specific naming convention that makes it able to still use it with the same name. So let's open this new database that I created, because if we go back here, I needed something as the value to my Mongo connection inside the settings config variables. So going back here, the first thing you need to do when you create a new database is create a user. You need a database user. And of course, this guy is someone who has actually access to changing things in the database. So this guy should be pretty secret. So it's not a user in your application that we're going to make later. It's the database user we're making here. So I'll say add database user, and in my case, I'll call him Elbilde. The password will just be 123456 now. I will change that before you guys get this video. Oh yes, remember I can travel in time, so I will change that. But right now it's just a simple user, it's 123. Don't set the read only to true, because then you cannot write to the database with this user. And we want to give him access to both reading and writing in the database. The next thing I want is copy this line right here. Let me just zoom again. It's asking if you want to connect using a Mongo shell, you can do it like this. If you want to connect using a driver, a MongoDB URI, that's what we made, then you are going to use this. So I'm copying this, but notice you can also access this from the Mongo shell, RoboMongo, something like that. I'm going to paste this into my value here, and before we can just make it work, we have to change a few things. This is the actual name of my database inside MLab, but it says here password and username here, and that's right. Right now it's just default naming. We need to put in the real username for the database user and the real password, which right now is just 123456. So I'll add this configuration, and that's all you have to do. Now it knows how to connect to the Mongo database. And as you know, the Mongo database is schemaless, so it's no problem to it'll automatically create the collections in here. You don't have to start creating user collections and stuff like that. It'll do it as soon as it needs them. So we are up and running with Mongo and Heroku. See you next time, where we'll add a few more properties, and then we'll make our application run. Have fun.